Ladies and gentlemen of the internet, how are you all doing? I hope you're having a fantastic day. So we're here today with Cyberpunk 2077 song Technoshock by Dan Bull. It's been a while since we listened to a Dan Bull. It's been a while since I've listened to a Dan Bull song, I should say. It's been a while since I've reacted to a Dan Bull song as well. I feel like it's been a good 2 to 3 weeks. But it's a Cyberpunk song. Now, Cyberpunk, obviously, the big release of the winter period, I guess. I wouldn't say the big release of the year, because I'd say Animal Crossing is probably the big release. For me personally, the big release of the year was probably Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, because, Xenoblade Chronicles is one of my favorite games of all time, so seeing that was a very big release to me. And then you obviously have, for me, you've had The Legend of Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. So personally, for me, it's not the big release of the year. I haven't played it. I don't own it, alright? I would buy it, but then I heard about all the tragedy in terms of how the game runs, and my PC, it's good, but my PC, I built this PC like 7 years ago. I built this PC 7 years ago, so I can't even play this game on the PC. So I'm in a position right now where I'm not planning on getting the PS5 or the next Xbox, because they haven't gotten the games that I'm interested in yet, and my PC is not able to really handle it, to be completely honest. So I'm in that position where I'm like, if I were to buy this for the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox, I kind of be in that position where, like, it doesn't really do anything for me. Now, I don't even own the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox. But I would buy it if I would buy them if there was a game that I'm interested in, but there's just nothing on it that I'm really interested in. My taste in games, as some of you lot can probably tell by now, is all over the place. There are a lot of things that I do like, but there are not enough. I don't play games that much anymore. I play the same games over and over, but they're kind of strange like that. But Cyberpunk, obviously a massive game, a lot of fans behind it. For those guys that are playing it and are enjoying it, let me know what you think about it. Has it lived up to your expectations? Obviously, it had massive expectations placed on it. So if it has lived up to your expectations, I'm very happy for you. Not personally a game that I'm interested in, to be completely honest, but I'm glad to see that it's generally been received quite well when it works. The issue is obviously that it just doesn't work. It has too many bugs. It is just the frame rate is just atrocious. It doesn't run that well. So when you have that, it's very difficult to enjoy. But from what I have seen and have read, for example, from like Young Year, from Easy Allies, people that I generally listen to, in terms of their opinion on things and their reviews, they've been quite positive and quite favorable. Now, this is by Dan Bull, obviously a song, as you could tell by the title, Cyberpunk 2077 song. If there are some specific references, I obviously won't get them, as someone that hasn't played the game. But I am still, I saw this and I was like, you know what? Yeah, I like the theme of Cyberpunk. It is just not a game that like. If it was a movie, I'd probably watch it, but it's just not a game that I like to play. For me, as you can probably tell, with like, the games that I already mentioned with Zelda, Breath of the Wild. Granted, I didn't mention Breath of the Wild, but with Zelda, Breath of the Wild, or the likes of Xenoblade, I like these open world games. Then you throw in as well that like the games that I always play are either MMORPGs or along those veins. It's like that's kind of what I like to play at the moment. If a monster, is there a Monster Hunter rap? If there was, that'd be something I'm interested in. But yeah, that's just could use a shave. That's just my thoughts on these games. I like these like fantasy worlds more so than like this futuristic kind of vibe that I'm getting with Cyberpunk. But let us hop right in, as I always do. I will have the original one linked in the description down below, which you guys can check out, of course. Again, go check out the original one before you watch my video. Besides that, though, let's hop right in. I kind of want to end this year on a strong note, because obviously there's been such a long break from me. Well, I can't say such a long break. I mean, there's like a 2-week break from the end of November until like beginning of December, and then it was like a 1-week break since then. So I'm trying to end the year on a strong note. All right, just have some good fun. That's what this channel is about. Just positive vibes, So let's have a look at this one. Audio good. Definitely techno vibes. Okay. I like the effect on the voice, the auto-tune voice. Damn, I need to play this game now. Just because of that scene. Lost it. Okay. Man. You know what's kind of crazy? Sorry. I'm sorry pausing about this one, but you know what's kind of crazy? It's like, I've not listened to a Dan Wilson for so long, but like, you know, and it obviously starts with like this auto-tuned voice, and the second you hear his voice, like, okay, that's exactly how he sounds. That's like, the second I heard it, I was like, that's exactly how he sounds like. I don't know, it just kind of hit me like that. Apes and caves, painting pictures, gave way to ancient scriptures, body modification, veins and stitches. First it was in, now it's data and digits. So no matter how painful the itches, changes are fixed to your brain's gotta live with. Ooh, I like that. I like that. So no matter how painful the itch is, changes a fixture your brain's got to live with. I like that. That's bars. That's what it is. That's bars right there. I like that. Brain's gotta live with. I really want to Satan's tricks. What's waiting to get us when we race to the finish? Our base nature's unable to take to the pace of the changes we make for beginners. Okay. Yeah, that's very much true. Adapt and move on. Just imagine that's a speaker, of course. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting. I'm scared. Technoshock for the pressure drop. Technoshock for the pressure drop. Apes and caves, painting pictures, gave way to ancient scriptures. Modification, veins and stitches. First it was ink, now it's data and digits. No matter how painful the itches, changes are fixed to your brain's gotta live with. Or is it one of Satan's tricks? What's waiting to get us when we race to the finish? Our base nature's unable to take to the pace of the changes we make for beginners. For those who adapt faster, the neck is a better place to be taken. Make the winnings. This game has so much style, I have to say. And I'll talk about this at the end, but I really like what he's doing with this song. I have to say, I really like what he's doing with this song. Which is basically, you know what I'm saying it now, it's basically like he's flipping it all around. I guess you could say he's futuristic about it, where it's like, what would generally be the hook is like the rhyming scheme, and what would generally be the rhyming scheme is the hook. I can't like that, like how he's flipped that, turn it on his head. Cyberpunk 2077. You know what, all you folks, now this guy's called Bread? Damn bread, my goodness. Not what I like to eat. Not like what I like to eat. And of course, you can follow his music, listen to his music on Spotify. I've been using Spotify myself a lot more because I've been working a lot more on personal things that I'm writing a book. I've been writing a book for like actually 6 years. It's not just one book. I wouldn't spend I'm not George R.R. Martin. I wouldn't spend 6 years writing a book. It's actually a trilogy. I'm writing a second book, I guess you could say, but like at the moment it's like one big text, and then I'll obviously split it up into 3 books, each roughly like 1,000 pages long. So, but that's not the point here, alright? Maybe one of these days the books will come up. The first one is called The Fires of Surta. The second one is called The White Tear. And I haven't decided yet a title for the third book, but it's probably going to be something like The Molten Core. But that's not the point here. Alright, the fantasy. Damn it! The second I start talking about it, it's like I wanna share everything, but I don't. Alright, because I'm probably never. It's not probably never gonna come out. It's probably gonna be something that I'll be working on for years and years, and it's never gonna come out because I know the struggles of a writer now, I guess, because you always you write something and you throw out the whole entire chapter that you wrote. It's like, nah, it's not good enough. It has to be perfection. And as a first book, everything is bad. So you're always trying to catch up. But Technoshock, as I was saying, I really liked what Dan Bull did with this one. Just like that, the part. It could be a techno style. I have not listened to. Have I? No. When it comes to music, I've not even listened to much rap. I like much rap and much hip hop. Like when it comes to music, ask me about classical music. Sure, I can tell you good music, good classical. Well, not music. Yeah, music. Good classical pieces. Personally, I prefer like the likes of like Liszt or the likes of Chopin. Beethoven is quite good as well, but I definitely prefer later Beethoven. They're more romantic Beethoven than the classical Beethoven. But like when it comes to every other music genre, besides classical, romantic, or contemporary pieces, everything beyond that is like I love bits and pieces, but like not enough, not enough to really make an informed decision. But I have to say what I liked about this one, and I don't know whether that's indicative of the style that techno music that's very much reminiscent of like a techno R&B fusion, if you want to call it, or where he just decided to do this because obviously Cyberpunk is kind of like a futuristic setting. So 27/7, futuristic setting. So he's being futuristic with his song, I guess. But so I don't know which one it is. I can't say, but I did like what I heard, which is that like he combined, he flipped the hook with the actual verse around. Like the hook, what would generally be the place where the hook was, and what would be the hook, and what was the hook was the new rhyming scheme, and the thing that was like that would generally be the thing that would be where the verse would come in was the hook. So he kind of flipped it on its head, which is actually pretty cool. Little things like that. I always notice. I always notice because little things like that are the things I love the most. It's creativity. At the end of the day, it's creativity, and you can tell with Dan Bull, he really loves making videos. He doesn't just make these videos for the sake of it. You can tell that he really likes making these videos. He likes having fun with these videos. Far Cry was a very good example of that. I think this one is also a very good example of that. Maybe not to the same extent, maybe not to the same degree, but it's just a very great trait from Dan Bull, from Duggleby, where he just wants to have fun, and that's exactly what YouTube is there for. To share your passion, to share your creativity, to share your opinion, to share your thoughts, to share your critique, to share your reactions, I guess. All while having fun. All while having fun and making content that you can be proud of. So, you know what, Dan Bull? Great song. I very much enjoyed the song, as a whole as well, and I very much enjoyed what you did with the song too. Now, the thing is, I tiny little bit, no, not much, but just a tiny little bit, kind of want to play Cyberpunk now. Because like just watching, maybe it's because of the song. Maybe it's the song. I kind of like imagine kind of funny because the song's obviously a futuristic song. It's supposed to be a futuristic song. But as I kind of was holding like the water like that, I kind of imagine like you having like a boom box, like a. That's kind of what I imagine, like just vibing with the beat. But yeah, kind of doesn't make sense considering that's considered now retro. And there's a song that is futuristic. But then again, time and life really is like a poem. It's the same but different. So maybe in 57 odd years ish, we're gonna go back to like more of a retro style. Who knows? Who knows, ladies and gentlemen. Overall, though, I will say this. I enjoyed this one. But let me know what you all think. Also, let me know what your thoughts on Cyberpunk is as a whole. You know, do you enjoy it? Do you not enjoy it? Has it lived up to your expectations? Has it not? Besides that, though, ladies and gentlemen, let us try and end the year on a high. A year that has been very difficult for a lot of people, of course. So let's try and end it in a strong manner. And let's try and also enter 2021 in a strong manner too. As you can tell, I'm a very positive person. I mean, if you can't tell that by now, I'm always smiling because I am a very positive person. I'm just a very happy, outgoing person. So that's kind of how I am. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I will see all of you, ladies and gentlemen, in the next one. Everyone, until then, have a nice day. Peace out. You can also leave me your recommendations in the comment section down below. Because I've not been on YouTube for so long, there's probably been like 100 recommendations, but like a lot of them are like hidden because there's been so many comments. It's actually kind of crazy. Like I started this channel and I was like, oh yeah, I might get like 5 or 6 views or so, 5 or 6 people commenting on these videos. But now it's actually like there's like 20 every day. I wake up and I see my phone, it's like 10 15 more comments. I'm like, bro, like the second I don't look at my phone for one day, it's like, okay, I'm lost already. I'm so far behind, I'm lost already. So leave me all your recommendations in the description down below, ladies and gentlemen, and I will see all of you then. Until then, have a nice day, peace out, and as always,